the betrayal that shattered my world. My wife claimed she had been urgently called into work and left in a hurry. I thought nothing of it until the phone rang at home. To my shock, it was her boss. But instead of discussing work, his words made my blood run cold. "Baby, hurry up. Daddy's already waiting for you." My grip on the phone tightened as a wave of confusion and rage surged through me. What the hell? Who the hell is this? I shot back. There was a pause before the man on the other end chuckled, his voice laced with arrogance. "Listen here, cuckold," he said smoothly. "I call her when I need her, and she comes willingly. She agreed to this herself." His words hit me like a punch to the gut. My name is Jack, and I've always valued stability. I believed that if you worked hard and trusted your partner, everything else would fall into place. That belief had shaped my marriage to Laura, my wife of 5 years. Our relationship once felt like a dream, long talks, shared ambitions, and most importantly, trust. Laura was an intelligent, hard-working woman with a demanding career in consulting. She often stayed late at the office, made tough decisions, and climbed the corporate ladder with fierce determination. I admired her ambition and never had a reason to doubt her. But life has a cruel way of revealing the truths we're not ready to face. I never suspected Laura of infidelity. Sure, we had occasional arguments, but nothing that made me question her loyalty. Then one evening, my entire world came crashing down. It started subtly. Laura arrived home late as usual, and the next morning, she rushed out in a frenzy. "Jack, I have to go. My boss just called. It's urgent." "I'll explain later," she said hastily, glancing at the clock. Something about her demeanor unsettled me. There was a nervous edge to her voice, a flicker of hesitation in her eyes. The way she barely mustered a smile felt unnatural. But I dismissed my concerns. I trusted her. Yet, as the hours dragged on, unease gnawed at me. Her phone constantly buzzed with messages, and I caught glimpses of her typing rapid, secretive replies. She never let me see what she was writing. A heavy feeling settled in my gut, but I convinced myself it was nothing. Then at 6:30 p.m., the landline rang. It was an old phone we barely used, kept around for emergencies. I answered it absent-mindedly, expecting a telemarketer or a call from work. "Hello." The voice on the other end was unfamiliar, but oddly confident. "Hey, baby. Hurry up. Daddy's already waiting for you." Time stood still. My heart pounded violently in my chest. Did I hear that correctly? What the hell? Who is this? I demanded, my pulse skyrocketing. "Why are you talking to my wife like that?" Silence stretched for a moment before the man responded with an unsettling calm. "Listen, cuckold," he said, as if savoring the word. "She and I have an understanding. When I want her, she comes. She knows exactly what this is. And deep down, so do you." A cold chill shot through me. The word cuckold sliced into me like a blade. My mind raced, searching for a rational explanation, but the truth loomed too large to ignore. "Who the hell are you?" I barked, my voice trembling with barely contained fury. "I'm her boss," he replied smoothly, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. "She and I have a special arrangement. Don't overthink it. You wouldn't understand." Then, before I could respond, the line went dead. I stood frozen, my hand still gripping the phone as nausea roiled in my stomach. My legs felt weak, my breath came in short gasps, and reality crashed down on me with unforgiving force. Everything I thought I knew about my wife, my marriage, my life, had just shattered into pieces. I stumbled into the living room, my mind spinning in disbelief. A storm of anger churned inside me, but I couldn't fully process what I had just uncovered. I needed answers. I couldn't confront Laura, not yet, not without undeniable proof. I had to know everything. Without hesitation, I reached for Laura's phone. A part of me felt guilty, but the need for the truth outweighed any sense of privacy. My hands trembled as I unlocked the device, a mixture of dread and determination fueling me. What I found was worse than I imagined. Messages from Adam, her boss, filled the screen, ranging from seemingly professional to disturbingly intimate. But what shattered me the most were the latest exchanges. "I'll be there at 8, just like you asked. Can't wait for tonight. My stomach dropped. My wife, the woman I had built my life around, had been involved with him for months. They had carefully planned their deceit while I remained oblivious. The realization was crushing. Everything I thought we shared, everything I believed in, had been a lie. But I wasn't going to confront her yet. I needed more. I needed irrefutable evidence. The next time she left the house, I followed her. As she got into her car, I kept my distance, my heart pounding with a mix of rage and anticipation. We drove for miles before she finally pulled into an upscale apartment complex. I parked a few blocks away, my breath coming in short, shallow bursts, and then I saw him. Adam. He was waiting for her outside, and as she approached, he placed a hand on the small of her back in a way that made my blood boil. Every fiber of my being screamed at me to storm in and confront them, but I forced myself to stay put. They didn't deserve the satisfaction of knowing I had caught on. I observed in silence, watching as they disappeared inside. 20 minutes later, Laura emerged, a smug, satisfied smile on her lips. That was all the confirmation I needed. This wasn't just an affair. This was a calculated betrayal, and they were about to face the consequences. That night, as the weight of everything settled in, I knew what I had to do. Confronting Laura wasn't enough. Simply exposing her lies wouldn't be enough. I wasn't just going to make her regret this. I was going to dismantle everything, piece by piece. Adam was first. He had a wife, a family, yet that hadn't stopped him from destroying mine. Now it was my turn. I composed an anonymous email attaching the damning proof, and I sent it to his wife. I attached everything, the pictures, the texts, the precise details of their meetings. I didn't soften the blow. I made sure his wife saw the full extent of Adam's betrayal. The email was direct, ruthless, leaving no room for him to twist the truth. I wanted him to experience the same gut-wrenching devastation I felt when I uncovered his lies. The fallout was swift. The next morning, Adam's wife called him, and their argument was so explosive that even the neighbors overheard it. His denials were useless. The evidence was undeniable. Within hours, his life began to crumble. His wife wasted no time filing for divorce, and soon after, he lost his high-powered job. The carefully curated reputation he had built over the years was shattered in an instant. I watched as his world fell apart. But my real focus was on Laura. She had no idea what was about to hit her. I waited until the moment was right. When she came home that evening, blissfully unaware of the storm heading her way, I didn't waste time with small talk. "Sit down, Laura. We need to talk." Her eyes widened the second she saw my expression. She could feel the weight of the moment, the tension suffocating the air between us. "Jack, what's wrong? Why are you—" "Don't lie to me." I cut in, my voice sharp and ice cold. "I know everything. I know about you and Adam. I followed you last night. I saw it all." She froze, color draining from her face. Her lips parted as if to explain, but no words came. Tears welled in her eyes, but I was past the point of listening to her excuses. "I trusted you, Laura. I believed in us. And this is how you repay me." My voice cracked with fury. "You've been lying to me, sneaking around behind my back. All for what? Tell me, Laura. For what?" Her voice trembled as she pleaded. "Jack, I swear, I didn't mean for this to happen. It was a mistake. I was confused. I didn't know how to tell you." "I don't care, Laura." I interrupted, my tone turning colder. "I don't care how you felt. You made a choice. You destroyed everything we had. And now I'm done." She broke down, her sobs filling the room. But no matter how much she cried, no matter how many apologies she tried to offer, my heart was immune to it. The pain she had inflicted cut too deep. As she packed her belongings, I sent one final message, this time to her family. I wanted them to know the truth. The woman they thought they knew no longer existed. The person standing before me was someone who cared only about herself. I included the same pictures, the same damning texts. I watched as she walked out the door, taking the last remnants of my past life with her. And yet, strangely, I felt lighter. The weeks that followed gave me time to reflect. The rage had subsided, but the pain still lingered. I had taken my revenge, but it hadn't granted me the peace I expected. Laura's life was in ruins. She lost her job, her friends, and ultimately her self-respect. Adam's world had crumbled just as fast. The consequences had been merciless. But through all of this, I learned something important. Revenge doesn't heal wounds. It only leaves behind emptiness. It might feel satisfying in the moment, but the scars remain long after. I had reclaimed my life, but I was no longer the same man. The man who had once trusted so easily was gone, and he wasn't coming back.